Josh here again, and I'm here to talk a little bit more about my project, my 3D scanner. Now, previously I just did a basic introduction, but here I wish to actually show you my current work and my upgrade path that I wish to do in the immediate future, well, within a week or so. So let's go ahead and get started here at my current project. This is it. It's a box, nothing too fancy. I'm using tape to seal up the cracks. And eventually I need a drapery to hang over the scanner because the scanner is not terribly good. My camera is right here. I'm currently using a Sony PlayStation 2 EyeToy. Right now, this is connected over USB to the main computer. We'll just put it right here to show. This is for powering for my motor, which is currently at 7.5 volts. And it's just a 5-pin stepper motor that's right here. And it's 7.5 degrees per step. And right now, with the appropriate gearing that I've got, if you can see the gearing, there's multiple gears right there, and it goes to a belt, and the belt then eventually goes around the disc, or the platter. And right now, like I said, it's a 7.5 degrees per step, which I think is 48 steps per revolution on the stepper motor. And when all the gearing is said and done, to make the platter go around one full revolution, it's 15,360 steps. So it's a rather significant amount of steps, and I get very, very fine control. And I can also go both directions, given the stepper motor. Now, that's the motor. USB cable, nothing fancy. And then I'll go ahead and put the camera up here. I've currently also got the basic motor controller that I built. It's got IRLZ44N MOSFETs that I was given by my dad. They work really well. They're way, way overpowered for what this project is, but they're MOSFETs, they're easy to control. I already had them. Okay, and also the basic resistors needed, diodes needed. Okay, nothing fancy there. I'm also using a potentiometer, which is completely soft on the analog in on the Arduino. And I also have the laser on a pin. The laser has got a regulator built into this here as well. This is actually a point laser and not a line laser. I'm currently generating a line. And we can demonstrate that by plugging the USB in. We'll go ahead and do so now. And as you see, we do have a laser line. The potentiometer is actually controlled via the sketch. So every time it goes to the sketch, it then updates the potentiometer analog 0, and then sets the laser power appropriately. As you can see, I can go all the way from off to full power. It's about 5 milliwatt output of the laser, nothing fancy, but good enough to get the job done. Obviously, it's not that good of a laser as you can see in the camera. So, I already have the upgrade path right here. I just got them shipped yesterday. And these are 2 actual line lasers. I use the line lenses here, and as you can see. And so what I plan to have is I plan to have a later project box, 1 laser here, and another laser over here. So that gives a better sweep of the object I'm scanning. Now, along with this, I've got a pretty crummy camera right here. However, it does work. That was my goal, get everything up and running, and then migrate to better equipment. The current webcam I'm talking with right now is actually a full HD webcam, and it can capture up to 1920 by 1080, which is about 7 times better than this little EyeToy. So, very distinct upgrade. Now, what I also want to implement is a light bar that sits in here. Not on this project box, a better project box later on. I want a white light bar, which I already pulled from a scanner along with the power circuit. And I want to flood the area with white light for my object. And what I can do with white light is once I get the geometries of the objects calculated, I can then do one more scan with the light on and get all the color points as well. So I'm also not just gathering my depth information, I'm also getting my color information too. So, later, right now, 3D printers can print 1, maybe 2 colors. When we can print, say 8-bit color, I already have the models generated and ready to go. So I'm trying to future-proof this design and idea. Now, a good chunk of this is actually in the software. Right now, the processing sketch I'm currently using was something I whipped up fairly quickly, and it does work. Not very well, albeit, because you have to manually configure the amount of steps. You may manually configure the center of the platform and the angle in the webcam picture of the diagonal versus vertical. Now, with that, I can actually calculate any arbitrary camera distance. So my goal here is I want to be able to have people make a 3D scanner, whip it up really quick, and then have it auto-calibrate itself. So you press calibrate button, it figures out the center using a hue circle transform. It figures out the vertical lines for both lasers using a hue line transform. And of course, all this necessitates using OpenCV. Now with OpenCV, I also get really awesome camera calibration technology too, at no extra cost for CPU. Currently, right now, I've got the basic sketch working up in Qt5 using C++, which I had to learn a little bit of the C++ paradigm. Not too much different than C, but you know, it's enough to maybe a little slower. But right now, I'm actually able to display the video output and do some of the basic processing on it. So I'm looking at, within the week, 2 weeks, to have this hardware redesigned a little bit better, well, in some cases a lot better, and also working on my software so that eventually you'll be able to press calibrate, scan, and it will calibrate for you and scan for you. That is my eventual goal, and I want to then also make it so that this software can be used with any arbitrary 3D scanner and not just mine. That's the biggest problem right now with the 3D scanners is you use their software and their hardware or it doesn't work. I want to make rapid prototyping and rapid usability. And of course, even though I'm using the OpenCV license, my eventual goal is to have this either GPL2 or GPL3. And I want to have this as a comprehensive 3D scanning library system that you can enter objects easily into, and eventually categorization as well. And also even possibly manipulation given way down the line. But right now I want to have calibrate, scan. Have it very simple, very easy to use, very liberal input, very conservative output, as the principles of Unix and Linux. And thank you again for viewing this longer video explaining what exactly I am doing in my future goals. Thank you.